Hey guys, so today I'll gonna talk about Leetcode Biweekly Contest 175. So I have solved two questions, 3 pointer and 2 pointer, and I'll gonna discuss both of them. But the thing is, in the second problem, I didn't came up with the idea of binary search, so I solved it in a different way. It's not the best, but it somehow worked for me. And I know the binary search solution is the real way to solve it, and I understood the solution, but I'll gonna show you guys that how I came up with that idea and how I solved it. Though I solved it really late, like um, in 1 hour, but yeah. So first question, the question says reverse the letters then special whatever. So what they said is key, it was an easy level question first of all. So you were given a string S consisting of lowercase English letters and special characters. So first of all, they gave me only lowercase and special characters. I am denoting lowercase with L for now and special characters to C for some reason. And I have to perform some task. Let's see what it is. They said reverse the lowercase letter and place them back into position originally occupied by letters. Okay. Reverse the special characters and place them. So what we have to do is key, we have to reverse all lowercase. We have to reverse all lowercase. We have to reverse all lowercase characters and we have to reverse all special characters. We have to reverse both of them, and after reversing, we have to put them into their original location. For example, A, this is a special character question mark, then this, then B, then let's say this. So we have to reverse all lowercase English letters. So the A and B here lowercase. So after reversing A and B, what will gonna come? B and A. And after reversing these three, what will gonna come? This, this, and this. So this after reversing these two things we have, and we have to put them in their original location, as the question said, uh, and place them back into the position originally occupied by letters. So here is A. It's a lowercase English letter. So we have to put after reversing what's the value here. After reversing the value in the first position is B. So is it lowercase? Yes. So we have to put after reversing which is the that letter which is coming in first. So it's B. So we're gonna put B here. Okay, that's good. Then we will check is it a is it a lowercase English letter or is it a special character? It's a special character. So we're gonna come here and check that after reversing what is the special character now in this first location. It is this bracket. Okay, we're gonna put it. Then similarly, this we're gonna come here and check it's is it lowercase or special character. It's lowercase. So now this after this exclamation mark. So we're gonna put this. Then we'll check this value. It's a lowercase. Okay, we have already done this B, so we'll have only one letter left, which is A. So we're gonna put A. Okay. After that last position, which is occupied by a special case character. So this is it, last letter or character. So we're gonna put this. So for string, this string will gonna be our answer. Okay, fine. So how can we do this? That's the thing. We have made the logic. It's a simply brute force, nothing else. It's a brute force idea. Mm, let me show you guys my code. Okay. Okay. Before that, we have to know something like for a lowercase English characters. if it's lowercase, the ASCII value of it should be greater or equal to 97, and it should be, let me write it like this, 97 all lowercase, and this value should be 122. So the ASCII value should be fall in this range for lowercase English letters. And since they said they only gave us lowercase English letters and special characters, okay. So for lowercase, the ASCII value should be fall in this range, and else if it's not falling in this range, else all the letters are special characters. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. I hope you guys understood this. So after that, okay, sorry. So after that, what are you gonna do? So I have, let me just format, okay. So I have taken two strings, string L and string C. It's simply brute force. Uh, Maybe there is better optimized code for it. Like obviously both of them will gonna run for order of n, but maybe yeah. So I have taken two strings for one for lowercase, one for character special characters, which is denoted by C. So after that, what I did, the n is int n equals to s dot size, like this length of this string. Then I ran a for loop. What I did, if the letter, the character of s, if s of I is falling in this range, 97 to 122, that means what? That means it's a lowercase. So what I am doing, inside the lowercase string, I am inserting the value. Else, I am putting the value, I am inserting the value inside this this string C, which is for special characters. Okay. Why else condition? For else condition, we are inserting in inside C, because they told they said already that they are only giving us lowercase English characters and special characters. Okay. So if there is the S of I is not lowercase English character, then it must be special character. So we have filled S and L and C with the values. After that, what we are doing? We are just reversing L and C as we did here. For example, inside S and okay, sorry, inside L and C, if L is AB, we are doing BA after reversing. If this is question mark and exclamation, we are doing exclamation and question mark. So we are just reversing. So I also reversed both of them. Then what I did, I took two integers j and k, both starting with 0. I ran a for loop for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, order of n for loop. What I did, if it's a ASCII value, sorry, if it's a lowercase letter, then what are we gonna do? We're gonna insert that our new lowercase value after reversing to that position. What does it do? Let me- For example, this. Um, so after reversing for lowercase, it's like this. So I is pointing here. Okay. So if it's lowercase, is it? Yes. So what we are saying? We are saying s of I equals to L of j. What is j? J is initially 0. So j is initially 0. So we're gonna take this value here. L of j. What is L of 0? L of 0 is this. This is L string. This is L string. And L of 0 is this. So we're gonna put it over here. Okay, fine. After that, we are this B is done. Now we are pointing towards this B. So the J value should be increment by 1. Yes, J plus plus. And we are incrementing I always, because once I refill this, I'm gonna come here, then here, then here, then here, then here, until so I is also increasing. If it's not a lowercase, similarly, what are we gonna do? That means what? It's a special character. So for special character, the index is k, I am taking, and s of I put c of k, then similarly k plus plus. Why? After reversing this and this, what we're gonna get? This. Okay. So if it's a special character, we're gonna insert this value. This is c, and this value is c of 0, right? So we're gonna put here this value, and after that I'm incrementing the, I think I took k, right? Yes, I'm incrementing k by 1. So now the k value is here, and after that I is also pointing here after inserting this exclamatory mark over here. And I have done all the operations, and after that the S string is now converted as the question says, and I am returning the string S, and yeah, it's done. As you guys can see, it's accepted. So I would say, you guys, if you guys can't understood, then try run by yourself. You guys can find your own logic. That's also very good. I'm moving towards next question. Yeah. So this question took me like uh, this question was pretty interesting. It was a binary search question, but I couldn't come up with a binary search idea, though I should. But um, so what I did a um, funny or some some not good way. It's not a good way to solve a problem, but yeah, let's read it. You were given a positive integer array nums. So our num is positive. Each and every value is greater or equals 0. Okay, that's good. Your task to perform, wait, let me see. Okay, greater equals 1. The constraint saying every element is greater equals 1. Okay, fine, very good. For a positive integer k, define non-positive nums of k as the minimum number of operations needed to make every element of nums non-positive. In one operation, you can choose an index I and reduce nums of I by k. Okay, what does it mean? Return an integer denoting minimum value of k such that this thing holds. This non-positive nums comma k, this value should be less or equals k square. So there's two things. Um, okay. What is, first of all, what is non-positive, whatever it is, nums? Let me say nums as a. Okay, I took a, I changed it, the name of the array, and k. So k is the num. What is k? K is the, what is the? They're asking for k, right? They're asking for k. They're asking for k, and what is this non-positive nums of k? This is the operations, like this value should be less equals k squared. This is the condition, and this said, let us take an example of this. Okay, notice two things. They said we have we have to minimize the operations. First point, we have to minimize the operation. Second point, we have to minimize the value of k also. So we have to take the minimum value of k, and with that minimum value of k, we have to perform minimum operations so that this condition satisfied. Okay. So what should be the idea for this? They are saying, let us take one. Okay, let us take one. So sk, one sk. Okay, if we choose one, then 1 square is k square. K square is 1. So for making it, as they said, that we have to make it non-positive. Non-positive means less equals 0. So for making this 3 less equals 0, I can perform any operations, and what we are gonna do, we have to reduce that nums of I by k. We have to reduce this 3 by k. How many times? So that it becomes less equals 0. Since we choose k equals 1, so we have to perform this 1 as 3 times 1 plus 1 plus 1. Why? Because first of all 3 minus 1 will gonna give 2, then 2 minus 1 will gonna give me 1, 1 minus 1 will gonna give me 0. Now this value is 0, which is non-positive. Okay, so we have performed 3 operations. Okay, for if we take 1, so 3 operations. For this 7, since we take 1, it will gonna also take 6, 7 operations. If we take 5, then for 5 it will also gonna take 5 operations. So this value should be less equals k squared. What is k? We choose 1, so 1 square. Is it? No, it's not. It's not. Since it's not, so this k value as 1 is not our answer. Okay. Then let's check for 2. Let's check for 2. Mm. So if we put k equals 2, that means k squared is 4. Okay. If we square it, k squared is 4. So if we take 2, then for 3 to become less equals 0, if we reduce 3 by 3 minus 2 is 1. Is it less equals 0? No. So we have to perform again minus 2. It's minus 1. Yes, it's less equals 0. So we have performed 2 operations. One here, one here. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna we have performed 2 operations here. Okay, plus. Now this 7. How many 2's I have to subtract from 7 so that it becomes less equals 0? Okay. If I subtract, mm, I think 4 2's, will it gonna be less than 0? 4 2's are 6. No, still 1, still 1. So I have to subtract 5 2's. So if I subtract 5 2's, 5 2's are 10. Now it's less equals 0. So I have to, this is 5. Okay, nice. Now this 5, for this 5, I have to subtract 2 how many times? For making it less equals 0. You guys say it. Try it by yourself. Yes. 5 minus how many 2's? So you guys can do like this. Like if you guys want to, like 5 into, sorry, 5 minus 2 into x should be less equals 0. So what's the value of x? 5 that side, minus 1 like this. So x should be like this, or k, you can say x or k should be this. So the value of this is plus 1. Okay, I'll gonna explain why plus 1. I think I have done it. Yes, I'll gonna explain it, but how many times we have to do it? We have to do it for making this 5 minus 2 into how many times? If I take 2, no, 4 minus 5, 3, yes. How? 3 to the 6, 6 minus 5 is minus 1, so yeah. So this value is 4. This value, is it less than 4? No. So this 2 is also not gonna work. Now, now, now for the answer, let us check for the value 3. And 3 will be our answer, okay? And if we got 3 as our answer, we don't need to check further. Why? Because they said minimum value of k. So if we check for 4 and all conditions satisfied, then also we're not gonna take 4. Why? Because 3 is already there in our answer, which is which is our answer, which is what they asked, like minimum value of k. So now let's take 3. Okay, k equals to 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, I don't need to perform any one operation. I have to perform one operation so that this 3 minus k, which is 3, this becomes 0. So I have performed one operation. So let me change it. It's not 0, it's 1. Okay. First of all, 3 square is 9. So the value, the sum over here should be less equals 9. Okay. Now, for 7, what's the answer? 3, 3 is a 9. So if we take 2 over here, if we perform 2 operations, 3 to the 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. No, not gonna work. It should be less equals 0. If we take 3 threes, 3 case, then it will gonna work. So 3. For 5, for 5, 1 3 will gonna work. No. 2 3 will gonna work. Yes. So we're gonna take 2. And this value is 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. And 6 is this value. And 6 is less equals 9. So all conditions satisfied. Do you need to check further for 4, 5? No. We already got our minimum key. So the answer will for this question is k equals what? 3. Because choosing 3 gives us that answer what we needed. So now this is the logic. This is the what the question asked. Now we have to perform some operations, some coding, some implementation so that we came up with this idea. You guys, the question is for of binary search, but as I said, I couldn't get it. So what I did, I first of all sort that array. Even if I don't sort, it will gonna work. Okay. Even if I don't sort, then I make uh, two integer c and answer. C will gonna take the count and answer will gonna store the value. Answer will gonna store the value. Now let us say I am running a loop from 1 to 10,000. Okay, here's the thing. At first I ran the loop for 1 to 100, didn't work. 1 to 1000 didn't work. Then 1 to 10,000 and it worked. Maybe the test cases are like this, but if the test cases like more than 10,000, then maybe my condition will not gonna work. But for this test case, the code works somehow. So I am taking the value of k. What is this I? This I you guys can treat it as k. You guys can treat it as k. Let me change it and make it k for better understanding. Okay. So what I'm saying, ran a loop from 1 to 10,000. I'm taking the value of k from 1 to 10,000. And what I'm saying is key take c as 0 every time for each k, for 1, for 2, for 3 till 10,000. Take c as 0, initialize c as 0, and inside it I am running a loop of order of n. So this loop will gonna run for O of n, and the outer loop will gonna run for 10,000. So it will gonna run for 10,000 n, which is okay as a constraint of 10 to the 5. We are not running more than 10 to the 5. So yeah. Okay. Now what I did, if a of j, that means what is j here? J, this for loop of j is going from 1 to n, as I said. It's going from 1 to n. So let me take an example from here so that I can make you guys understand what is it. So initially j is pointing over here, okay, here, and this position is a odd position, right? If I take indexing like 1 2 3, and if I take it at 0 index, then 0 1 2. So it's little, I think I have done it. Huh. So this position is a even position, though it's not needed, whatever. For 1, for 2, for 3. Let's check for 3 because we saw earlier that 3 is our answer. So j is now pointing here. What I'm saying, if a of j mod k equals 0, that means if this value is divisible by this k, if it divisible by this k, then we know that if I subtract, let's take it as a, and this is k. If I subtract a minus k x times, then I'll always gonna get 0 somehow because this is divisible. As you guys can understood, like if our a mod k, this a, okay, if our a mod k is 0, that means what? 6 mod 3, for example, it's 0, right? So that means if I 6 is a factor of 3, like this. So if I subtract 3 two times, it will gonna become 0. So if this condition hold, that means I have to subtract our k value from the nums of I, from the a value, this much of time. How much of time? That will gonna, how I will get this to 6 by 3. Simply nums of I by what? Nums of I by k. That much time I have to subtract. If I subtract, then it will always gonna become 0 because it's a factor. The nums of I is a factor of k. I hope you guys can understood. If 6 mod 3 equals 0, I'm explaining again. If this value is 0, that means 6 is a factor of 3. That means if I subtract some times k from a, then it will gonna become 0 for sure. So how many times I have to do it? 6 by 3 times, a by k times. So I'm just, so what is the a by k times? That's the operation, number of operation for this particular 3. I have to perform, what is the a by k? What does that mean? I have to perform, let's say it's x. I have to perform x operations so that this 3 become 0, right? So I'm saying c plus equals this x. Okay, fine. I have to perform how many operations? 3 mod 3 is 0, yes. And 3 by 3 is what? 3 by 3 is 1. Okay, it's 1. So I have to perform one operation. How? If you guys can see 3 minus 3, if we do this, it will gonna become 0. So yes, it's becoming 0 after doing one operation. Yes. And we got 3 by 3 is 1. So we are adding 1 over here. For this 3, we got 1. Okay. For this 7, how are we gonna check? See, else means what? A of j is A of j modulo k is not equal to 0. That means it's not divisible. This 7, for example, this 7, sorry, this 7 mod k, which is our 3, is not equals 0, right? It's not 0. 7 is not a factor of 3. So how many times I have to subtract 3 from 7 so that it becomes less equals 0? It can't be 0, okay? It can never become 0 for sure because it's not a factor. But it can become less than 0. So for making it less than 0, we have to perform one extra operation. How? Let me show you guys. 3 minus 7, 4. 4 minus 3, 1. See, we have performed two operations. And we still have remain. Here is one remaining. Okay, so we have to perform again one operation, 1 minus 3, so that it becomes less than equal to 0, which is, I think, minus 2. So we have performed three operations for making this 7 less equals 0, right? Yes. Now, how we implement it? Very simple. If this value is not, if this a of nums of I is not divisible by k, what we can do? We can take this nums of I divided by k, which is a by k, and get that value, whatever it's giving us. So 7 by 3 will gonna give us what? 3 to the 6, so round of 2. So we have performed two operations, see, 1 and 2. After that, see, you guys can see one operation, I'm marking it, one operation here, one operation here. And after that, there is no, the value, the value which is 1. 1 is not greater than or equals 3. So that uh, 1 by 3 will not gonna give me anything. It will gonna come some in point. So we have to add one more operation, right? So we have to add one more operation every time. So plus 1. Why one more? For this condition, you guys can see. Like I have added 1. I have subtracted 3 here from 1 so that it become less equals 0. So this by operation, this divide operation will gonna give me some value which is less than rk, which is less than rk. Because if it's not less than rk, it will gonna uh, the divide value, it will always gonna be less than k. You guys can understood it by yourself. And that value what is come, which is what's come, it's not 0, right? If it's 0, then our answer is done. But it's not 0 because it's not a factor of k. A is not a factor of k. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna subtract one more time. We're gonna add one more operation. So that's what I did. I added one more extra operation over here. I divided, and after the device can see I have added one more extra operation. If if my c value, if my c value already greater than this, okay, maybe some problem. If my c value is already greater than this, what means if my c value is already greater than k square, like you guys can say k into k, and 1 ll because it's long, okay. If my c value is already greater than k square, we know this answer is not possible. So we don't need to check further. We can just break. We no need to check for another n. We no need to check for, like, for example, 2 3 4, and here the c value is, till here the c value is already greater than k square. We don't need to check for 4 and 5. We can just break and go for the another k value, right? So we checked. Since we are going from least value to the maximum value, even if I get one value which is satisfy all conditions, I'll gonna break and take that k value because k is minimum. So if c, if our the value, the operations is less equals the k square, then we're gonna take the value inside k, inside answer, the value of k, and break. Just break. Why break? Because we already got, for example, 1 2 5 6, and k, for k equals 1. I'm just taking an example. For k equals 1, it doesn't work. For 2, not. 3, still not. 4, not. For 5, it works. For 5, it works. And so we don't need to check for 6, right? That's what I'm saying. We don't need to check for 6. We can just simply come out of the loop, and we can just print the least value of k, which is 5, right? So that's what I'm doing by this condition, and it's out of, after checking 1k, after matching all condition or operations for by 1k, we are just checking, after that loop we are just checking this. And since we got that value of k, we are just returning the answer. And this, what is the answer? Answer is the value of k. And I hope you guys understood it. This solution is not very optimal solution, not a very good solution. As I said, I have done hit and trial, but I want to show you guys like how I solved it, so you guys can see the runtime 2 to 1 8, and I'm seeing them here. So this all solution might, I know this all like binary search all, and yeah. So this is how I solve two questions. It's not something key I can't solve two questions anytime. I can. Sometimes it took time, but I think I have solved two questions. I actually don't give that much contest in Leetcode, sorry. Like here I also solved. And if you saw if you're seeing 0 0 over here, that means I didn't attempt it. Usually I solved one question for sure, and sometimes I solve two. Like if it's a 5 pointer or 4 pointer, I can usually solve one of them. The second question, yeah. So this is everything from this video. Like my Leetcode profile is also not good. You guys can you guys can see like I've only solved 108 problems and the graph is also not good. My current rating is this. I hope in future it will gonna increase. Let's see. Gold to Guardian. I know I'm just dreaming, but yeah, one day this dream come will gonna become true. So yeah, this is all for today. See you guys in the next video.